All right. First podcast. I don't think I've ever talked about wanting to do a podcast, but it's definitely been something I've thought about. So now we're here. So right now, you are looking at just a regular old loft. Hopefully in about 2 weeks, this will be the MVP Studio, which is the Most Vulnerable Player podcast. It's a project that I've been working on for, I would say, the last 2 months. I think it's going to be a place where I'm going to have a lot of very good conversations, very important conversations. Yeah, this is our second podcast, my second podcast. This podcast is called The Most Vulnerable Player.
Make sure it's recording, Doug.
I'm sitting with James Barry Curry.
Bitch, don't ever put my government on camera like that again. You're crazy. You got me fucked up.
James Curry, is that cool?
Yeah, that's cool.
Today we have Lucy Calderon.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I'm so
for
honored
sure.
to be here.
Yeah, man, episode 35. And then we got James Curry. Now you guys can actually see him, which is pretty dope. Me and Curry have been talking. We want to throw an event that has something to do with what we got going on, what we do. But we're still in the ideation stages of like, all right, what would fit our brand?
I don't think you guys are kind of in the stage. You know what you want to do.
Yeah.
Right? But don't be so hesitant. Just do it.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Yes, we will.
And I could sit here and say, I look straight into the camera like I really do. I do this because I love it, bro. And like, I love having these conversations, and I don't ever want that to change. There's definitely a part of me that wants to grow it and just wants to reach more people, but I never wanted to change the reason I do it, you know? It's something special, man. So thank you so much. And right now I'm going to introduce my best friend and also the other host of The Most Vulnerable Player. His name is James Curry. Come on up, James.
What's going on, man?
This is very different from our studio setup, by the way.
What's going on, man? How y'all doing tonight? Everybody doing okay? You gonna take a shot of tequila after the pod?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
We're going to tee up after this, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Honestly, we kind of, we took a few shots before this, but we still wanted to, like, just make sure we were giving you our due diligence. But, yeah, we're going to have some fun, man.
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm very excited. Up next, I'd like to introduce the amazing Lucy Calderon.
Everybody make some noise for Lucy.
Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. My name's Lucy. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so grateful that you all are joining us tonight. This is a super special night. Really excited to be here with Diego and James and our special guest Joanne, which will be coming up shortly. But I just wanted to thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart for being here and for being a part of this really special event.
So I interviewed Lucy back in December. And that was the first time like me and James had barely met Lucy, but it had felt like we had known each other for like.
Oh yeah, the vibes were immaculate out there.
Yeah, it was a very special podcast, but we're glad that you're able to help us throw this event and just really just be a part of this, Lucy. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, you recently just started a new job, so you had a whole career change, like really in the last like 2 months.
Yes, yeah.
So you were working at SB&G, right?
Yeah, so
Yes.
I was working at a super corporate job, which I love so much. At an accounting firm, I got to work around really intelligent, incredible people with lots of numbers and, sorry guys, lots of really crazy things. But I recently decided to like follow my dreams, and I started working at Onset Brand. I don't know if you guys are familiar.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's great, and I get to work in like the fashion and beauty industry, and it's been so incredible. I've learned so much. It's been such a great challenge for me to really grow in my creativity and my expression, and I'm really happy about it. It was really scary, but it's the best decision I could have made.
So how did you feel like, because you were actually, like, you were very happy at your old job.
Yes.
Like, just talking to you, like, you were very happy. You were doing really good things there. So how did you feel like when you got this other great opportunity? Did you feel like you were maybe like kind of leaving something behind, or this was like a new opportunity for you? Just take me through that, because you were kind of like, Because I remember talking to you, kind of like a little hesitant at first. But what went into that decision to go to Onset?
Yeah. So it's kind of like if you love something, let it go, right? And I always like to say, like, leave while you're still having fun. But I ended up leaving my old job, and it was really hard because I really genuinely did love it so much. But it's kind of like that situation where it's like if you want to grow, sometimes you have to make sacrifices, you know? You never know what's going to come out of a decision that you make. But I just had to learn how to believe in myself. And something that I learned in my past job also was defining yourself as a professional and as a creative. It's something that you have to do within yourself. So, you know, sometimes we all have a lot of self-doubt or we have imposter syndrome, but I think the easiest way to get over that is to really kind of envision yourself as who you want to be and show up as your highest self. And that's exactly what I had to do. And it wasn't easy, but it's gotten me a lot of places that I never would have, or I always imagined being in. And I'm super grateful to be in now too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're going to introduce our very special guest of the night. Her name is Joanne Luna, and she is the owner of where you are sitting right now, Neep Collective. Everybody give it up for Joanne Luna.
Go, Joe.
So cute.
Believe it or not, we had to choose a walk-up song, and this was mine.
Dude, all honesty, so Anthony Christmas, who is one of our very good friends, he couldn't be here tonight. He lives in Austin right now, but he couldn't make it down, unfortunately. But we're truly so honored to have Joanne Luna as a special guest. By the way, this is my sister-in-law, so we kind of have like a funny relationship. Like,
This is my baby brother. Well, mine's super loud.
Yeah, but yeah, man, Joanne, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to have everybody here today. And I want to give a quick shout out to these three individuals very quickly, because it takes a lot to plan an event, especially of this scale. So I want to first, let's give them all a round of applause for putting this together. Yes. I've seen them stress about it, celebrate it. You know, it's been a journey, but we're here tonight, and I'm very grateful to see so many faces in the audience. So yes, I'm feeling great right now. I'm happy that this is actually going very smoothly, except for the occasional feedback.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm very excited to be here with all of you right now.
Yes.
And thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you so much, Joe. But yeah, we ended up having so me and Joe actually did a podcast. What was it, like 9 months ago? 9.5 months ago. It was episode 10. We're
When I
episode
had
39
time.
now. Yeah, exactly. But it was literally 2 weeks before she opened this place, Neep Collective. And what you're looking at right now, it looks totally different from when we had this podcast. So I just want you guys to just have a little flashback with me really quick. We're gonna flash back real quick. That's a cue. What can you tell me about what you've learned in the last 9 months when it comes to just having Neep Collective, just in general?
So, just to give you all a little context, I don't have any experience in the bar industry, hospitality industry whatsoever. So for us to completely come in and think that we could build a patio bar, food truck park was outrageous in a sense. So the fact that seeing everything come to fruition and we have crowds like this gathering on the daily, it's incredible. It's amazing. And it's been a journey, definitely. We had a really rough winter, so that's comes with a whole outdoor patio space. So obviously we've had ups and downs, definitely. But then it's moments like this and days like this where we have really great either events or we're able to bring the community together. And you feel like a sense of accomplishment and pride in what you've built. So I've definitely, very, very proud and happy with what we've been able to accomplish.
Yeah. How did you navigate? Because when we first opened, August, September, even November, it was very busy, very steady. Then we hit the end of November and December. It was a little rocky for a little bit. So just as a business owner, especially as a bar owner,
how did you navigate just going through those slow days? And because really, I think every business can relate to that. No matter what, there's going to be slow days. There's going to be times. There's going to be seasons where you have your peak season.
Yeah.
And so how did you navigate through that? How did you and Javi navigate through that?
We survived.
Yes.
I mean, it was definitely rough. It was definitely rough. But if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, there's seasons. There's seasons that you go through with your business. And some of them are up, some of them are down. And you kind of have to just literally roll with the punches. Like, we took on debt. Like, you take on debt, you have to literally pivot, kind of implement new things. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot of being involved in the business. So we are, like, I say we because me and my husband have opened this place. I'm sitting up here on the stage, but I need to give a lot of credit to the man back there,
Go Hubs!
Javi. But we're a team. So it's really important to surround yourself with a great team, and he's the other half of the team. So, yeah, it's just a lot of being involved, making sure that you're very hands-on. For me, that was something that I never wanted to let go of. Like, I planned to be as involved with this business for a good year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it takes, that it is exactly what I am envisioning, and it continues to grow in that direction. So I plan to be as involved as possible in this business.
Low key, at first, you were thinking you'd be like 6 months and you could just
Dude,
toss
really?
it off. Dude,
I
at
was like-
first, you were like, you could just toss
There was
it
a
off to
moment.
somebody
I was
else.
like, it'd be so nice if, like, after 6 months, you know, like, we just hire a manager and then, you know, like, we just can just go live our life, you know? But no, it's not like that. And the first months were great. Like, we were on a high, and then the winter hit, and it was, who was here during the winter? Who has come to Neep during the cold winter days? Yeah. It was cold. It was cold, and it's windy, and it's a patio outdoor space. So obviously we had some downtime where it wasn't as promising or didn't look as promising. But you just literally have to just continue investing. There's a lot of, like, it's a high cost environment being an entrepreneur. So, like, you continue to pay into this without knowing what the outcome's going to be, and you just have to commit and decide whether you're going to stick with it or pull out before you are ready.
Yeah.
So Joanne, I have a question. So how did you get to the point to where, like, where did you get the inspo for Neep?
Yeah, get closer.
Okay. I mean, yeah, so you started off, I know you were doing a lot of traveling, vlogging on YouTube and stuff. Where did the idea for Neep come from?
It's funny. The other day, one of the food trucks was, I guess, doing a little bit of research on us when they were looking into parking here. So I guess they Googled us, looked into, like, who are the owners of Neep. And we used to do YouTube before, yeah. So we did YouTube. We traveled a lot, made videos. So I'm creative. I'm a content creator. So yeah, they were like, oh, I didn't realize that you were, like, super influencers. And I was like, wow, I've never really thought of myself that way. I definitely creative, definitely entrepreneurial, but an influencer, not so much, not for the most part. But I have definitely had, like, a pretty crazy journey for the most part. Like, I grew up in San Elizario, which is, like, way out there in the boonies, in the middle of nowhere. And I lived in a bubble. So for me to be able to, like, travel, experience the world, like, really just get to see so much more of the world.
Wait, dude, did
El
you guys
Paso?
come into El Paso at all? Like, when you lived out there?
No, dude, literally. Like, San Eli's its own little bubble. And,
Yeah.
like, I didn't realize there was more of El Paso until I graduated from high school and moved out of my parents' house immediately, lived in the dorms. And after I left my parents' house, I never looked back. Like, I love where I came from, and it has shaped me into a person that I'm extremely proud of. But I lived in a bubble. So for me to be able to travel, and, like, I lived in China for 4 years. Traveled all of Southeast Asia, did a lot of Mexico for a couple, like, months. I've traveled and I've seen a lot, and, like, it really inspired me to kind of give back to my community and just bring something that isn't necessarily something that we're familiar with. So there's been a lot of education in terms of like what to expect with this concept. But like I wanted to bring something that I would love and I've seen in other places, and El Paso deserves something like this. Like I love hanging out here, and hopefully you guys too. Like hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Yeah, like hopefully everybody's having a good time. We're sitting outside, like open air, having some drinks on our table, having good food, supporting local businesses. Like we're supporting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We get to support 12 other small businesses in this one place, which is insane.
At least 25 actually.
Oh,
at least 25.
At least 25.
At least.
So like the fact that like this was just a vision and an idea that we had, and we've been able to bring it to fruition. Like I was inspired by travel. I was inspired by other places, and then we were able to bring it here, and super proud of it. And I just hope that with us being involved, like me being involved, like I pride myself on being able to touch tables and like communicate with people and just be very consistent with the whole customer experience when you're here. So please, by all means, if you do not have a great experience here, you let me know, because it needs to, like, that's what we want here. We want you to have a great time. We want you to want to come back and share us with other places, with other people, your friends, your family, because you love it so much here. So once again, I'm just super grateful to have this space to bring everybody, people like you all, together with events like this. So thank you guys again for putting something like this together. It's also about partnering with like talented young individuals that have like this vision. So I definitely want to like recommend, we'll get to that eventually. But yes, to answer your question, yes.
And I have a question for you, Joanne.
Yes.
So you're a very natural leader, and I would really love to hear advice that you would have for women in business, especially people that are pursuing entrepreneurship.
Yeah, fair. So I want to recommend a book, definitely for creatives, entrepreneurs. Big Magic. So write it down. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. And she talks a lot about just being able to seize opportunity. Because like ideas come to you, ideas just float around in the universe. And if you're not able to say, I need to act on this, or be aware that it's an opportunity presenting itself to you, and you're not willing to act on it, you're going to miss out on so many opportunities. If you are scared to take that next step, whether it's quitting your job that you're very, very happy in, but you have other passions, like you took that as an opportunity, and you were definitely like, you know what, it presented to you twice. On the second time, you're like, you know what, there's no way that I can pass on this opportunity. So being able to just realize when there's an opportunity in front of you and acting on it. So don't be scared. So that's probably my biggest advice is like, be open, be aware, and be willing to take and act on those opportunities or those ideas. 100%. It's scary, but like we wouldn't be sitting up here. We wouldn't be sitting up here if we didn't act on the things that were presented to us or ideas, and if we weren't scared, because it's scary, but you got to do it. Yeah.
Scary as hell.
Thanks.
So yes, you talked about moving to China. A girl from San Eli who had never left. I don't think you ever went on a flight.
No, it's crazy. Literally, my first flight was an international flight to China.
Yeah.
Swear.
Let's flash back real quick.
Oh wow. Told me about a friend of his that I.
Dang.
Yeah. So going from small town San Eli to deciding to travel to the other side of the world was definitely just crazy in a sense. But yeah, jumped on a flight to China to teach English and got off the flight, had no actual Chinese money on me, so I had to go to an ATM. But then all the ATMs were closed, so then the cab driver ends up like hustling me for like $200 in US dollars when the taxi should have only been like $20 or something. It was terrible first night. Get to my hotel, cry, call my mom. I called my mom and was just crying, questioning like every decision I've ever made, because it was the most terrifying thing that I've ever done in my life.
Dude, you were alone. Like nobody across
nobody.
across the
I
world.
flew into China, landed in China with absolutely zero language. So there's this entire language barrier. And I think that I'm going to just, go live my life in China and teach English, and it's going to be great. But that first night was definitely the scariest thing that I've ever done. But if I wouldn't have done that, I literally would not be where I am today.
Yeah.
I did the most terrifying thing, and now I'm here. So
Yeah.
sometimes it pays off. Definitely.
So, walk us through like the lifestyle change and how did the time in China like affect you mentally, like the seasons out there? Like how was it just being in a whole new environment?
I mean, you're essentially isolated in a country where you don't speak a language, right? So honestly, just like leaning on people that were there was extremely useful. But of course, like I tried to reframe the picture. And it was like, I'm lonely, but I can also build great like relationships with a lot of people that are there. So I made a ton of like international friends. So I had friends from Wales and South Africa, and I just made a lot of connections. So it's extremely important to just lean into where you can find, I guess, comfort in a sense. And that was other people that were in my situation. So just kind of reframing my thoughts in a sense that, you know what, I might be lonely and I don't have my family and I don't have Javi and I'm essentially alone, but it's just literally, it was pretty impossible to think about in the moment, but that was exactly what I had to do. Just kind of force myself to reframe the picture in a sense, and just I had to keep
Change your
myself
perspective.
occupied.
Yeah.
Change the perspective 100%. And,
So Javier, who's your husband?
over there, that guy.
Shout out to Havs. Everybody give it up for Havs.
Wapo!
Making this possible. He followed you out there. Well,
He loves me. We got engaged first and then he followed.
Yes. Got engaged, but he joined you out there
Yes.
in China.
Yes. We
And,
ended up doing a total of 4 years in China. Don't ask me if I speak the language, if I picked anything up, because I didn't, and I'm embarrassed about it, but it's fine.
Yeah. How was it like when he got there? Was there a switch, or like did you just continue doing what you were doing, or what was like the perspective change, or how did it just change the dynamic?
I mean, honestly, it's just literally taking advantage of the opportunity. We were in a new country. We were in China. They obviously didn't know any of the language, and there were still barriers. But for the most part, we're trying to take advantage of the opportunity of being in another country, experiencing more, learning about culture, taking advantage of being able to travel out of China and the surrounding areas. So, I mean, definitely just trying to encourage each other to be active within the community, within the new culture, right?
Yeah.
So we definitely made Chinese friends. We did a lot of like trivia nights at bars with other expats. So we just tried to take advantage of like the situation. We were essentially isolated from family and friends, but this was an incredible opportunity and we were getting to do so much. Mm-hmm. So literally it's so important to just change your mindset or try as hard as you can to reframe the picture in your mind when, say, you're lonely or just feeling vulnerable in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so being a digital nomad is a real thing. So like there's literally people out there that can work online and just travel from place to place. So how did you guys make that possible? Because you were teaching in China, but you ended up traveling to Bali, you traveled to Vietnam, you traveled to Thailand, all while making money, essentially, and surviving.
Yeah.
So how did you just make money online and just use that to your advantage?
I think creatives in a sense, or entrepreneurs, or people that have like that different perspective on what life is expected, right? They just have like a different way of viewing life and kind of taking advantage, right, of the opportunity. So I'm very loud, bold. I think I have a very large personality. So we transitioned into YouTube. Mm-hmm. So we transitioned to YouTube. I was like, oh, I could do that. I think I always kind of wanted to do YouTube. But then we had the idea of traveling and sharing our experiences, and we had a different perspective. We were not the typical YouTuber that you saw when it came to travel. We didn't see a lot of Hispanic travelers that were making it big on YouTube. And it was great in a sense that we started seeing like this growth, and it was insane. And it's definitely like obviously extremely exciting, but then it's humbling in a sense as well, because you read the comments and you know that you're not going to make everybody happy. But yes, definitely used us being on the other side of the country as an opportunity to start a YouTube channel and start creating content. And we're able to create content while working online and travel. And that was essentially everything I ever dreamed of, right? Especially coming out of a bubble. I was like, yes, I'm getting to see the world. This is like the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah. This is a question for both you and Lucy, actually. Because I feel like you guys actually have, like, very similar personalities. Like, both very large personalities.
You're right.
Very
You're
outspoken.
right.
So I think we talked about this on our last podcast, where it was like sometimes at some points you felt like you had to, like, almost kind of minimize that in some situations. So how did you navigate through that of just getting to where, like, at that point, like, you're just being yourself? So how did you guys, like, how do you navigate that? Because sometimes, let's be honest, like, you go into certain friend groups, sometimes you don't feel like you can actually be yourself. Like, that's a real thing. So how did you kind of navigate that? That's for both of you.
I'll go first. So I think I've become very self-aware over the last, like, few years, couple years, 5-10 years. And I'm very comfortable with it. Like, I know exactly who I am. I know I'm loud. I know I'm bold. I'm probably one of the louder persons in a friend group. Sometimes it gets overwhelming, but you know what? Like, that personality and being me has allowed me to forge relationships and, like, be a little bit more outgoing when it comes to meeting new people. And then that's transitioned into other opportunities. So, like, I, in a sense, had to somewhat silence myself sometimes. But now I'm just very, very self-aware, and I know who I am, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm going to continue to be that because it has given me the opportunities that I've had. So, yeah, I'm just kind of like, you know what, deal with it. Fuck it. Sorry.
And you, Luce?
Testing. Test. Talk right here, like in front.
Testing.
There we go.
Hey. So beautifully said, Joanne. I
Thanks.
completely agree. I think in moments where you might feel like you might be a little bit too much, I know me, myself, I am a huge lover. I love people. I'm very loud. Like, I am on 1000% all the time, and sometimes I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand that. And sometimes it was very hard for me to really accept that, you know, that, like, not everyone's gonna love you, and I would have to, like, tone down my personality in order to fit in certain places. And I would realize that by doing that, I wasn't exactly finding the right opportunities for myself or the right people, the right friends, by toning down who I really was. So I realized that by fully being myself, I was allowing for the opportunities that were really meant for me to be allowed into my life. And by pretending to be somebody that I wasn't, I was completely blocking all my blessings, everything that was really meant for me, because I wasn't fully allowing myself to be who I really wanted to be and who I really was. And I really think that it comes with a lot of pressure sometimes to realize that not everybody is going to love you, but I think the right people will love you if you are exactly who you are, and that's all that matters.
I love that.
That's
The
well
right
put.
people will
Well
love you,
said.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, Diego and Lucy, this is a question for both of you all. So, I had seen you make a post maybe like a couple weeks ago, and you were referencing like a body transformation, right? And you had a caption in the post saying that same girl, but like 2 different lifestyles and 2 different habits. And same goes for Diego. I mean, a year ago, I know where you were mentally and the things you were going through. So just run me through like the last year, like what changed for you guys, and like what, as far as your lifestyle and your habits, like what was it that really changed the game for you guys?
Yeah. Great question. So I think because I think the last year, like I say, like the last year and a half, I've made like significant strides in a lot of different areas when it comes to mental health and just in a lot of different aspects. But just like a rundown, just a flashback. I came back from Thailand in 2022, like March 2022, and like you remember that? Like I had a whole like. I was supposed to go out there, and I was out there for like 2 months, and it was tough, bro. It was like really tough being out there alone. So I'm sure you can relate to that, Joanne. But I ended up coming back, and I was kind of bummed out about how it all went, like how it transpired.
Yeah.
Because I was like doing YouTube out there, I was doing vlogs, I was really enjoying it, but it's just something was like missing, and I think a lot of people can relate to that in El Paso. For some reason, I think we just have a very tight knit community. So whenever you leave, it's like you just get extremely homesick. It's kind of hard to like, I mean, homesick, everybody feels it, but it's just a very common thing that I see. So I was super homesick, ended up coming back, and it took me like a few months to really just like get back on my feet as far as like, all right, just reevaluate what I wanted to do. And I would say like 7 months had went by, and I was figuring out what I wanted to do. And that's when the podcast started. And I wanted to talk about really just the first episode was really just me talking about my experiences. It was actually with my brother Javier. I was talking about all my experiences that I went through, and I really just wanted people to have that same platform, because when you're able to share your story, so many people can relate to it, bro. Like I feel like everybody's situation is so like very different, but at the same time, like there's people going through the same exact thing, bro. And so just being able to like kind of share those stories and have people resonate with it. And I feel like I've said this before, where like people literally hit me up, like just people I haven't talked to in years, or people you would never expect, like just DM me saying like, yo bro, like I was going through the same thing, like panic attacks, like everything, anxiety, and like you helped me so much just sharing your story, and just they gained so much from that. So just seeing that, I just wanted to kind of give people that same platform, and really just doing it, bro. It gave me something to focus on. Like I've been like I think I've always been a focused person, but I really truly love it. So I've been so locked in with it, and really just trying to just give people the best like product best thing as possible, and enjoy it along that journey, you know. So I think really it's not until like you mention it and like you remind me like, damn bro, you came a long way, where it's just like, damn, like you're right bro, like I was in a very bad position, and then just to look and just be sitting here with you guys, like literally just listen to us talk, bro, like that's crazy. Like it's insane. But no, yeah, I'm very thankful for it, and yeah, man, and you helped me along the journey, bro. Like it's been crazy for both of us. So
yeah, man.
Yeah, it's insane.
Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. And you, Luz?
Yes. So in the past, I would say 3 years. When I graduated college, I graduated from UTEP in 2022. Did we have anyone from the crowd graduate from UTEP? Make some noise. Yes. I always felt like my whole life growing up, going to school, I was always on that same path as everybody else, you know, being a student, working hard. And I just felt like I was in this mindset where I was just kind of living the same day every single day. I don't know if you guys have ever felt that before, where you just kind of feel stuck. And it really just hit me one day where I needed to take full advantage of my life. And I have this saying where I say, like, your attitude is your gratitude, right? So I'm a very happy person, and I would really owe that to how grateful I am for everybody that I'm surrounded by, my family, my friends, my support system, my community. I think every single day I live with the intention to really live with gratitude and really take full advantage of all the blessings that I have around me. And I think that's what really transformed me to, have a new mindset. It's like living the same day every single day, but, really noticing and romanticizing all those little details, like the sun on your skin and, getting to sit down for dinner with your family, putting on your clothes and you listening to your favorite song. Like, there's so many beautiful and magical moments in the day, and I feel like in the past 2 years I've really put a lot of emphasis on that we live such incredibly blessed lives, and I think that really transformed me as well, both physically and mentally, to just really take advantage of what it is that we're living, and that we're like literally alive right now and around each other and experiencing ourselves. So there's a saying that you're the universe experiencing itself. So I hope you guys know that and how special you are.
So you guys sent us in some questions. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at those. We're gonna answer some of those. Hopefully they're not too crazy, but let's see what we got. Shout out to my sister Stephanie, has made this event possible.
So many people have
Steph.
gone into this. Thanks, Steph.
Should I pull these?
Oh gosh.
All right, just randomly. All right. Oh, okay. So there's not a name on here, but what's your favorite thing about El Paso? I'm gonna ask James Curry this question.
Damn. Me? Why you gotta ask me that question? My favorite thing about El Paso?
Yeah.
For me, it's really the community, man. I love the fact that the community is so close in El Paso. The people are good here, man. The energy, it's some of the best energy that I've ever felt in any city. People are so welcoming. They're warm. And the thing that's special about El Paso is you can meet a stranger and you guys are talking. It'll feel like you've known the person for a while. And El Paso is one of the few places where you can just meet a person and they're going to be respectful towards you. They're going to treat you like how they want to be treated. And you can essentially just meet a lot of good people, good friends. There's not a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? There's not a lot of hostility in the city. People are very friendly in El Paso, and that's one of the things that I really love about El Paso.
Hell yeah. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I guess I'll piggyback off of that. Yeah, definitely community. I've talked to a lot of people here and met a lot of people, and I love to talk to people, and they're willing to share so much about themselves, and there's just a lot of good people here, and it's nice. It's nice to be able to build a community, be a part of that community. So 100%, the community here is something that I have never really experienced in other places. So. Mm-hmm. I've traveled, so I've seen a lot and I've been a lot of places, but definitely something about El Paso that just, you have a lot of shared experiences, I guess, and the community.
Dude, why is it every time I go out of town, bro, I run into someone from El Paso, literally every time.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
But, all right, next question. Why did you start the MVP podcast? This is from my sister, actually. I think I kind of touched on it earlier. It was just to... so I had been editing videos for the longest time, maybe 3 years. So I already kind of knew the production aspect of everything. So it was really just about my passion of just really talking, because we have even before the pod, bro, we would just have conversations just in general, just with each other about just what we were planning or just what we wanted to do, just about everything. So we really just translated that.
I mean, honestly, bro, we had very vulnerable conversations. I mean, we would always address our emotions to each other and and be really open with each other, honestly.
Always. Yeah, so I think it just stemmed from that. And it's really the same exact thing. We just got a camera in front of us. We got some mics in front of us. And we're talking to amazing people, really, truly. We're surrounded by amazing people here. And it's I'm excited for all that we've done, and I'm excited for what's to come, bro. So yeah. We'll do another one. Okay.
Read it.
Okay, Lucy. How do you overcome adversity? And this is from my cousin Albert. Shout out Albie the Great.
Albie.
He did our logo.
He did this logo right here.
He does all the logos. He's
all
a
the
great
logos. Neat logo, everything. If anybody needs logos done,
shout out to that man right
that's
there.
the man right there.
Right there.
Everything.
Maybe not right now because he's had a few, so I don't know how his graphic skills are. I'm just kidding.
Lucy, how do you overcome adversity?
I would say to overcome adversity is to really assimilate to your surroundings, right? So really indulge in what you're in, whether it's bad or good. And also putting in your own energy, your own mindset into whatever you're going through, right? So going through something, whether it's good or bad, you have to overcome that by really just being yourself and giving yourself the opportunity to really go through it and not take any shortcuts or, have any self-doubt, but really just taking advantage of the situation that you're given and growing through that in the best way that you can. So they always say, like, life isn't what happens to you, it's how you handle it. So
woo! Yeah. So we've got some live performances coming on right after this. So we're gonna answer one more question. So let's see what it is really quick. We're a little short on time. Joanne, I'll leave this with you. What's the best advice you've ever been given? And this is from Brielle. Shout out Brielle.
That's a great question, Brielle. Shout out Brielle.
From Rush Cycle.
woo!
God.
Where's she at? I can't see her. Where's she at? Where Brielle
Brielle.
at? Where Brielle
Where you
at?
I'm looking for her in the crowd.
She's in
Damn.
the restroom.
She's in the restroom. Call her out.
It's all good. What's the
So-
best advice you've ever been given, Joe?
Jeez, that's actually really tough.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. I'm like, let me think on that one. I'm probably going to say... Wow, I'm thinking about it a little too hard. But probably just to not care too much about other people's idea of you, in a sense. Yeah, I don't think if I would have cared too much what other people say, I would have continued with YouTube, or I would have opened a patio bar on Dyer. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people doubted that one, but I mean, we've proved
We
them wrong.
opened this in the Northeast, bro.
on Dyer.
On Dyer
On
Street.
Dyer.
In Northeast. For real. Like, y'all came out from East Side, West Side, everywhere. We opened this in the Northeast, bro. Like, that's something, for sure.
Yeah, so definitely just not caring too much and just committing to what you believe in and acting on that.
Mm-hmm.
So otherwise I would not be here. I would not have opened Neep Collective on Dyer. I would not have traveled to China. So yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah.
Just do
Beautiful.
it. Don't care.
Well, we're going to wrap things up, but that is episode 39 of The Most Vulnerable Player. Low-key, I wish it was 40 just so it was even, bro, but it's all good. Episode 39. Thank you guys so much for coming out. You guys look so beautiful tonight, by the way. Each and every one of you. But, yeah, man, I'm really glad you guys were able to join us and just be a part of this very special night. And, yeah, man, we're about to tee up.
Everybody,
yeah,
I'm
man.
so grateful for everybody that's here. It's mad love in the city. It's mad love at this event. Everybody here is good people. The energy's immaculate. And I'm so grateful that everybody came out and showed love and supported us. And just know that we're going to give y'all the same energy y'all give us. For all y'all out there chasing y'all dreams, we're going to push y'all and we want to see y'all do the best of things in life. And let's do it, man. Let's accomplish all of our dreams and goals, man. Let's do it.
Thank you for your patience. The bar is still open if you need to refill your cups.
Let's go. Who's trying to take a shot? All right, let's go.
First round on me.
Oh, what's up, Hobbs?
I forgot to hit record.
Shut up, man.
Can
Bro,
we
that's
just give
happened before.
Can we give a moment to Javi?
Yeah, shout out to Javi.
Shout out Javi. Javi.
Hey, yeah, let's tee up. Let's tee up for the one time.
What is tee up?
I don't know. Thank you.
What is tee up? I don't like this. I don't know this.